So we're going to keep on going. So next up, we have a brother named Alan Little. If you'll go ahead and bring my brother up with some love.
Inspired. Somebody say inspired. Somebody say inspired. I got something to tell y'all. Where you go? That's my cousin. So if anybody want to know, that's my cousin. I grew up with him. He's my cousin. If you want to get any autographs, you go through me first. You go through me first, okay? So to let you know, I'm not very musical. I'm not very funny, but I am motivational. I am here to give you the tools to create your life in the way you desire, okay? First things first, I'm gonna tell you a little story, because ironically, we're in a church right now. I essentially grew up in a church. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was off, Thursday, Friday, Bible study on Saturday. I grew up in a church, you know? So it's like this is a home field for me. So first thing I wanna say is that in like the late 1800s, there was a slave owner. There was a slave owner, and he was very, very biblical and everything, and some of his slaves believed in God. They were very Christian, they were faithful and everything. And one of the slaves came up and said, hey, since we're, God is love and all this stuff, can we go to church with you? And he was like, well, we got separate churches. But one of the slaves was like, no, well, God loves all of us, so why can't we all just pray together, just preach together? This one slave kept nagging at this slave owner to go to church with him, and then eventually the slave owner was like, no. He went to the church, and they said, no, we won't allow no slave, and no, it's all white only, all that good stuff. Years go by, and then that slave passes away, and he meets Jesus. He goes to Jesus, and he says, Jesus, all I wanted to do was go to that church with my slave owner. Like, I wanted to feel the love with them. How come I couldn't get into that church? And Jesus said, I've been trying to get into that church for years now. If I can't get in, you can't get in. You see? We have to allow things in, okay? So, how many of us in here wants to be inspired? The question we ask is how? How do you get inspired? Everybody wants inspiration. Everybody wants, ooh, I'm feeling good. Today I'm about to go feeling good. I'm going to go play the lotto and take care of my life. How do you get inspired? See, this is the question. I am not really a motivational speaker. Really, I am an ontologist. An ontologist is someone that studies the being of humans, studies human beings, what works and what does not work. I don't really live right or wrong. I live what works or what does not work. If a door opens properly, it works. If it doesn't open properly, it does not work. You see that? So, one thing I'm going to say is that everything I'm going to tell you after this, none of it is the truth. Nothing I'm going to say is the truth. However, if any of it resonates with you, if any of it affects your life, it is a truth for you. Okay? 3 things that affects a human being: story, state, legacy. The story you tell yourself in the head affects your emotional state. Your consistent emotional state determines your legacy. You see, there's this man that says, oh yeah, I'm about to go beast mode, watch this, I'm about to go beast mode and get all this stuff done. There's no such thing as beast mode if you're just a beast. I'm here to help you be a beast, okay? First thing, when you wake up in the morning, your mornings are sacred. When you're creating your day, the time is between the hours. You just wake up between 7 and 10 a.m. Now, if anyone take a guess at all, guess what time of the day that over 80% of heart attacks take place in Americans? Throughout the day, nighttime, midday? Any guess? Morning, night, day? He said morning. Most of us are right. Between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., majority of heart attacks takes place. Why? People are going to jobs they hate. People are literally dying because they hate their job so much. You see, it's absolutely nasty. I want you to take every morning and ask yourself, am I doing what I want to do? Simply, am I doing what I want to do, or I'm doing what my parents told me I should do, and I'm just continuing to do that? Am I living my life or their life? You only live, we say YOLO, you only live once. If you only live once, you might as well live your life. Because everybody else's lives is taken. Your mornings are sacred. Every morning I wake up. First things first, I get out of bed, I thank God. I got up. That's a miracle in and of itself. I show appreciation, I thank God, I read something positive. Something positive, motivational. It could be anything we want. TDJ, Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey got some good stuff, actually. I'll read something positive, and then after that, I sit down and I start, how am I going to create my day today? What is my emotional state going to be like today? Okay? A lot of us think our emotions are something that just happens to us. Oh, she acted this way, so now I'm pissed off. No, she acted that way, and you chose to feel the way you felt. Some of us have a piss poor story about the way life is. You know? Nothing, life doesn't happen justly. It just happens. Life doesn't happen justly. It just happens. And you behave and act a way of the way you interpret that happening, okay? Next aspect, how to be consistently inspired and motivated. Your purpose. You have to pursue your purpose. Some of us don't know what our purpose is. Well, start with this. What are some of the things you don't like to do? What are some of the things? We know plenty of things we hate. Plenty of things we don't like. How many of us have been in a relationship way too long? Exactly. We know the things affect us. You start there and unravel your life. Because human beings are creators. We're meant to create. Not react, create. So when we're doing what human beings were made to do, it just generates inspiration, it generates energy. How many of us know someone that's always busy? Always busy, always busy, always busy. I mean, sometimes they can be stressed, but a lot of times they're busy because they're pursuing something, okay? How many of us wake up to a good morning text from somebody that's always doing nothing all the day? They text us good morning, they text us at noon, what you doing at 3? Okay, 8 o'clock now, what you doing? Why you ain't talk to me all day? Sitting at home doing nothing. All day. You have to be on the grind. You have to pursue something. We have so many creative people in here, but I'm sick and tired of us being creative, but we're just like, yeah, it's a hobby. I do it on the side. There is some great musical talent in here. I mean, I've met some of the lineup. I've met some of the comedians. We have some great talent in here, but why not take our talent and make it our fortune? Come on. We can spend our life. We can spend our entire life working for Joe Blow, or we can spend our entire life doing what we love to do, indeed, what we're actually created to do. A lot of people say no, but a million no's from people don't mean nothing compared to one yes from God. Nothing, nothing. You like that? The last aspect of living a life of consistent motivation. You have to be authentic. You have to look yourself in the mirror. And you can fool a million people, but you cannot fool the universe. You gotta be real. Somebody asks you to do something that you just don't want to do, just say, no, I don't want to do it. Because you're worried about hurting their feelings. Some of us are carrying so much baggage and so much inauthenticities in us that we're just, how many of us just tired? You're just somebody asked somebody, they said, what is the cure to chronic fatigue? How do you cure chronic fatigue so it's always tired? I got a solution. Stop chronically doing what you don't want to do. That's how you cure it. So taking these truths, I want you guys to look at yourselves in the mirror and ask yourself, am I in the driver's seat of my life, or is somebody else driving my life? Because if somebody else drives your life, they're going to drive you crazy. They're going to shut the lights off on you. They're going to shut the lights off on you. They're going to shut the... And then it's going to go like a disco place inside. It's all right. So you got to keep moving. Exactly. Got to keep moving. So with that being said, my time is being cut short here, and I wanted to let you guys know that I unconditionally love all of you guys. I really do. And I said something about being authentic, and honestly, being authentic right now, I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared, and not of the stage, because that seat right there, that's the seat where my father would be sitting if he was here in town right now. But he's not in town. He's home because he's sick. He has an illness that attacks his nerves, and all of the facial muscles in his nerves are being attacked from like some type of infection, and he can't smile right now. And if that infection spreads, it can go through the rest of his head and his body, completely paralyzing him. I talked to him the other day. He was kind of talking because his lips are weak and everything. And I was just feeling a moment. I text him like, Dad, you did a good job raising me. Because the thing about my father is that I would always say, Dad, you could be in the NBA, you can be football, you can do so many things, because he's like, son, I'm old. I'm like, you're not old, Dad. Like, you can do this stuff. I know, Colonel Sanders started at 70. Ray Kroc started McDonald's at like 65. So you can do it. Oh, he's like, nah. He's like, honestly, I'm just blessed to see you succeed. And it took me a long time to get that. I genuinely think my dad's, the only thing he wants most in life is just to see his children succeed. I texted him, and literally, I said, you're a good father, Dad, I love you. And my dad said back to me, he said, I love you, son. Thank you. It's hard to take the credit for such a great individual. Who takes the credit when a caterpillar goes through the metamorphosis to become a butterfly? I am so very proud of you, Alan. Thank you for being such an awesome person and son. If my dad was here, he'd be sitting right there. I absolutely love him. So I wanted to make that acknowledgement that be authentic, be real, because people in your life, they're looking for you. They want you, not the face, not the facade you're putting up. They want you. They love you. So be yourself, and you'll be free. Thank you.